Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're having a great day so far. So you see we have a few things on the table here to help you select your reading. We have crystals, we have the angel number oracle cards, which I've been using quite a bit recently actually. I've been enjoying them. And then we have butterflies on the bottom. Sorry in advance if you're not into bugs, but butterflies do hold a lot of meaning and have spiritual messages and things like that. So perhaps today one of the butterflies is calling to you. Otherwise, you can select your reading with the crystals. I'm also going to go in depth about these oracle cards today. I want to talk a little bit about the shape that's on the card and the numbers that's on there, just so you have as much information as possible to select your reading. More information means more of a chance for something to resonate for you, and it is important to take a second and really think about which reading is calling to you before you listen, because that will mean that the reading will be the most accurate for you and resonate the most for you. So today our question is, where is this relationship going? So it can be any romantic relationship, crush, situationship, committed relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, anything like that. I wouldn't use this reading for friendships because the way that I'm interpreting the cards is going to be in a romantic context. So if you would like a video about friendship, let me know in the comments and I can make that video for you. Otherwise, let me talk about what questions we're going to be getting answers to. So we're going to get a card for the status of the relationship, the challenges within the relationship, your potential together, something that you need to consider about this relationship, the outcome of the relationship if you continue down the current path, and some advice for you. Okay, for the reading, we're going to be using the Zodiac Tarot, and then the angel number cards you have here from the Angel Number Oracle by the Pulp Girls. Otherwise, let me talk a little bit about the cards we have on the table. So on the left, we have 4444 Triumph. So the square means foundations, trust, direction. The colors that we have on the card, the purple, has to do with spirituality, luxury, mystery, and the blue has to do with tranquility, security, and fear. Next, we have the green butterfly and the rose quartz. We have 525, reshape. The triangle, protection, action, strength. Yellow, optimism, intellect, irresponsibility. And the turquoise is healing, protection, and envy. Next, we have our green. I believe that's a fluorite. We have 510, rebellion, and our pink butterfly. Again, the square is foundations, trust, and direction. Yellow, optimism, intellect, irresponsibility. Orange, excitement, vitality, laziness. Our next crystal, we have the gray and the brown. We have 11, awaken. The body, the human that's on the card, ego, inner self, and personal power. Black is elegance, enigma, drama. Red is passion, energy, and danger. Then we have our blue crystal on the right, 303, forgive. The heart is about connection, healing, and harmony. The orange, again, is excitement, vitality, and laziness. And the black is elegance, enigma, and drama. So perhaps one of the crystals is calling to you, the angel number, the word, the shape, the colors, something about that card is hopefully calling to you, or the butterflies. You can select one of the many things that I have here or use a combination of all of them to get to your reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest, and once you have an idea of which reading is meant for you, feel free to go to the description. We'll have timestamps in there for you to get to your reading. Enjoy. Welcome to reading number 1. Before we get started, let me know in the comments what brought you here, whether it was the crystal, the card, or the butterfly. Otherwise, let's get into it. Where is this relationship going? I hope you have a person in mind. We're going to start with the status of the relationship. Oh, before I flip this card, actually, take what resonates, leave the rest, and if you feel like this reading is way off, it might not be for you, feel free to go back to the beginning of the video and select a new reading. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups. This is great. I think that things are going pretty well in the relationship. Emotionally satisfying. There's peace in the relationship, joy in the relationship. Overall, things are really great. Let's take a look at the challenge. King of Pentacles. Okay, so I think there's one person that might, quote unquote, wear the pants in the relationship, especially in terms of finances, being the provider of the relationship. Let's see how this might be a challenge. Let me pull another card. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. So this is really loved about the other person, that they're a provider and that they're more so the one in charge and the leader of the relationship. But it makes the other person maybe feel like a child, and it makes them lose their independence a little bit. But again, this is something that is loved about that person. So this could be you, or it could be the person that you're doing this reading about, the other person in the relationship. That'll be up to you to figure out. I cannot tell based on the cards here. So not the worst thing to have in the challenge position, though. Let's see if we see these themes in the other cards. Let's take a look at the potential together. Okay, the Hermit. Both of you, through this relationship, have an opportunity to learn a lot about yourselves. I know people say all the time that in relationships, things can be very triggering. Your shadow self will come out. Your partner might reflect the worst parts of yourself back at you. And those are all opportunities to learn more about yourself and become more wise about yourself and take this inner journey. And I think that is the potential here. There's a lot to learn about yourselves through this relationship. Let's take a look at something that you need to consider. Justice, okay. Honesty, responsibility, fairness. Let me pull another card to see what this is talking about. All right, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles is about the little things, the daily work that it takes to just make life work. Attention to the small things, asking how independent we are in the relationship. So to me, this immediately screams like the tasks, like keeping the house looking nice, because the character in this card is taking care of her garden. So to me, this is like the domestic work. Is one person doing a lot more of the domestic work? Are we sharing the responsibility? Are things fair? And are we honest about how we feel about these responsibilities? But this could also be not just about domestic work, but just about the little things that make a relationship function. Planning dates, planning activities together, noticing when the other person needs something from you, things like that. It might not be equal and it might not be fair, but it's important to be honest if you feel like things are not fair right now. Let's take a look at the outcome if you continue down this current path. Two of Wands. Okay, it looks like there's a choice coming. Let me pull another card so we can see more, get more information about the choice, sorry. Okay, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So again, it's a similar theme. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer, takes care of everyone. So the choice is going to revolve around, are you going to keep taking care of everybody else, or are you going to engage in self-care? That's the choice that's coming. If this is not you, this could be the other person. The other person might have to have this choice. You both might need to make this choice together. I'm not sure. Okay, next card is advice. Five of Wands. Okay, I think that this is telling you might be the kind of person that doesn't like conflict and might try to avoid conflict. The Five of Wands, the advice for you here is not every conflict is bad, especially if you need to think a little bit more about how you're feeling, about how the responsibilities and the tasks in the relationships are shared. Not every conflict is bad. It's an opportunity, especially in a relationship. Conflict is the opportunity to learn more about each other and move forward as a team. Conflict does not need to be bad. It does not need to get ugly. If you go into a conflict with the mindset of, I want to learn more about what the other person is thinking, I want to share more of my perspective, and I just want to meet in the middle, the conflict is not going to get ugly and it won't be bad. You'll walk out of it feeling like you have learned more and you're closer, you're functioning better as a team, all of that good stuff. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know in the comments, again, what brought you here, which one of our items, and let me know if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in a future video. Otherwise, thank you for spending some time with me today. Subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me out because I'm a new channel. And leave a like if you felt like this reading resonated. I hope to see you in a future video. Hello everybody, welcome to reading number 2. Before we get started, let me know what brought you here. The crystal, the card, the meanings of the card, the butterfly. Leave it in the comments. I love to know what's resonating with people so I can include things in future videos. Otherwise, let's get started. Where is this relationship going? I hope you have a person in mind and take what resonates, leave the rest. If you feel like this reading is way off, go back to the beginning and select a new one. Let's take a look at the status of the relationship. The Chariot. Okay, I think that this relationship is a very passionate, very emotional one. The Chariot can indicate that there needs to be more of a balance between what is motivating us and what the driving forces are in the relationship. Is it emotions? Is it very passionate? Or is it our logical, rational self? So this could be a very passionate relationship. The Chariot can also indicate a beginning because of the movement involved in the Chariot card. So it could be a newer relationship, or it could be that things are changing in the relationship currently. Let's take a look at the challenge. The Three of Swords. So somebody in the relationship is dealing with an emotional wound right now to the point where there could be a separation between the two of you. Let's pull another card to see what this emotional wound is about. Okay, we've got the Devil. So don't let this scare you or freak you out. The Devil just indicates that the wound might have resulted from an overdependence on each other, especially if you're depending on that person for your happiness. That can very easily result in wounds. The Devil can also indicate that there might have been some self-sabotage going on, some old patterns of behavior coming out. But with the Devil, it's important to keep in mind that there is choice and will involved. You can choose to come out of those patterns of behavior and that pattern of self-sabotage, and there's choice involved. So this could be you or this could be the other person. That's going to be up to you to figure out, because I cannot tell right now. Let's take a look at the potential. The Lovers. Okay, so if you are separated right now, or if you're dealing with this wound, there is the potential to come back together stronger as lovers. But the Lovers in this deck also indicates that there's a choice involved. You have to choose the other person. You have to choose to move towards a healthier relationship with this person. And that will lead you to this Lover's energy, which I think is great. There is a potential to come back together. We just have to make the right choice. Let's take a look at something that you need to consider. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles is nurturing energy, nurturing the relationship, nurturing the other person in the relationship, but you need to consider how much nurturing you're doing and how much self-care you're doing. You might need to engage in a little bit more self-care. We cannot lose ourselves. You can't lose yourself in the relationship. You need to take care of yourself first and make sure that you're the best version of yourself, and then you can give that energy to the other person and to the relationship. Let's take a look at the outcome of the relationship if you continue down this path. The Eight of Cups. So I think this might speak to the choice that's involved in the Lover's card here. You are going to have to leave behind certainty, abandon these old behaviors, and choose to go on a new journey with this person. And if you're not making that choice, it could be that you choose to leave this relationship behind. Both of these cards, actually the Devil, this card, and this card, all indicate that there needs to be an active choice involved. Whether you want to move forward together and be the best version of yourself, take care of yourself, or if you're going to leave this behind because of this emotional wound that has happened here. Let's take a look at some advice for you. Six of Swords. So you need to communicate in a new way. You need to communicate something to this person. It could be something that you've never communicated before, or it could be a new method of communication. Let's take a look. Let's pull another card and see. Okay, we have the Emperor. So you need to communicate boundaries and you need to communicate your limits. If you've never done that before, this will really help you. If you're the one with this emotional wound, it's time to tell the other person that you've been wounded and that that's not acceptable and what your boundaries are. Maybe you've never done that before and now it's time to do that. Okay. I hope you enjoyed your reading and I hope it gave you some insight. Let me know in the comments if it did and leave a like. That would really help me out because I'm a new channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you will join me in a future video. Hello everybody, welcome to reading number 3. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what brought you here. Crystal, card, butterfly. I'm so curious to know because I like to know what resonates with people. We are going to take a look at where this relationship is going. I hope you have a person in mind. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If this does not sound like what you're looking for at all, doesn't resonate at all, go back to the beginning and select a new reading. Take a look at the status of the relationship right now. Death. Okay, so the relationship is undergoing a transformation right now. Things are changing. Let's see if we can get some more information about this. Let me pull another card here. All right, we've got the Moon. So things might be very confusing right now. Not sure where things are headed. There's some inner transformation happening as well here, not just in the relationship. For example, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions about things could be changing, or the other person's might be changing. The Death card can indicate endings, so the relationship might be ending, or it might be undergoing this rebirth because death also indicates rebirth. Let's take a look at the challenges. 3 of Swords. So there is an emotional wound here. It could be you or the other person might have an emotional wound. Could be to the point where there's a separation happening and perhaps why this Death card has come up. Let's take a look and get some more information about this emotional wound. 9 of Pentacles. So it's related to nurturing, the attention to detail in the relationship, the daily work of the relationship, and reaping what was sowed. So could be that one person was just putting a lot more into the relationship than the other person, and was doing most of the nurturing, most of the daily work, just most of the work in general in the relationship, and that might have been the root of this emotional wound or this separation that's going on. Let's take a look at the potential of the relationship. 4 of Pentacles. So this relationship has the potential to teach you and the other person about self-care, taking care of yourself first, having strong boundaries, and appreciating what you have. So appreciating the good parts of the relationship in the present, being in the present moment, and not thinking too much about, what's not there, or that lack mentality, that scarcity mentality. And again, teaching about boundaries, that's a very difficult lesson to learn in relationships, and this relationship has the potential to teach you more about your boundaries. Let's take a look at, I think this is something that you need to consider. I know that this card is something that you need to consider. The Magician. Okay, so you have the potential and the power to use this opportunity and create what you would like to create for this relationship. But you need to see with reason. You need to use reason and logic before you create. So you do have a lot of potential here. Let's take a look and let's pull another card so we can get some more information about this. We've got the 2 of Swords. You need to seek within yourself and choose to restore balance and harmony. And I think that inner work, that inner journey, this is also very related to the Moon up here. That inner work is going to be very important and is going to help you with this creation and this potential that we have with the Magician card. So choose to restore balance and choose to restore harmony. Let's take a look at the outcome of the relationship if you continue down this current path. 3 of Cups. So the outcome is going to be communicating emotions, going to share intentions. There is the potential to come back together if you do have a separation happening right now with this 3 of Swords indicates. There is the potential to come back together if you continue down this path, and it's to really communicate emotions and share intentions. And I think that this is also going to be important, right? If you do come back together with this person, you have the chance to create what you would like out of that opportunity. But the emotions need to be communicated, especially if there's an emotional wound happening, that needs to be communicated. And the 3 of Cups is a very positive card, so there is positive things coming. Let's take a look at some advice for you. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you need to appreciate that this is a new opportunity and you have to seize the opportunity, because again, this is going to teach you a lot about self-care, which we have the 9 of Pentacles here, and this inner work. You need to learn about self-care, and you need to learn about boundaries. And this is the opportunity to redefine the relationship with those things in mind. How are you going to proceed with this relationship? Are you going to have better self-care and better boundaries in the relationship? Treat this as a new opportunity. Okay. I hope this reading resonated for you, and I hope it gave you some insight. Let me know in the comments what brought you here, and let me know if you have a question that you would like me to answer in a future video. Otherwise, leave a like and subscribe. Those things really help me out since I'm a new channel, and I hope that you will join me in a future video. Hello everybody, welcome to reading number 4. Before we get started, let me know in the comments what brought you here, whether it was the crystal, the card, the number, the word on the card, the image on the card, anything like that, the colors, or the butterfly. I'm always curious as to what's resonating with people because it gives me ideas as to what include in future videos. Okay, let's get started. Where is this relationship going? I hope you have a person in mind. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you feel like this reading is not resonating at all, go back to the beginning, select a new one. Otherwise, let's get started. The first card is the status of the relationship. We have the 4 of Cups. So there's some fantasy happening here, some desires that haven't been realized. Things might feel emotionally stagnant right now. But since there's a lot of thinking happening, there is a potential for a new idea to come and have a new opportunity related to that new idea. Let's take a look at the other cards and see what else is going on. So we have challenge in the relationship. 4 of Swords. Okay, so healing from past wounds is really hard in this relationship. It's going to be a challenge, but it's necessary to expand your vision, and that will help with working through and healing these old wounds that you have. These could be wounds from past relationships, not even related to this relationship, or it could be past wounds within this relationship. Could be for you or for the other person. Let's take a look at the potential. Okay, the Emperor. So there's potential here to set very clear boundaries. This relationship might teach you more about your boundaries or teach the other person about their boundaries. And there will be the opportunity to take space for yourself and maintain independence in this relationship. But the Emperor is also a card about taking action and not being afraid of taking action, because there is certainty there. So there is the potential for that within this relationship as well. Something that you need to consider. 3 of Cups. Communicating emotions is with the 3 of Cups. So if there's emotions that haven't been communicated, you might need to communicate those. But the 3 of Cups is also about enjoying good moments, socialize, connect with your people. And it doesn't have to be reconnecting with this person. It could be reconnect with this person, communicate your feelings with them. Could be as simple as that. But this could also just be about socializing, having a good time, reconnecting with other people in your life as well. Okay, let's take a look at the outcome if you continue down this current path. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So this path is going to lead you to abundance, security, stability, peace, satisfaction, and a feeling of belonging. The Ten of Pentacles is a wonderful card. So if you continue down this path that you're on right now, it will lead you to good things. Let's get some advice for you. Eight of Wands. Similar energy to this Three of Cups. You need to communicate. Communication needs to happen. Set an intention for the communication. Express it. Okay? So we have communication happening here. It could be related to boundaries. I'm not sure. But express, communicate with the person. This could also be, Eight of Wands can sometimes be about travel as well. So get a change of scenery. Go for a walk, go somewhere else, get some space from the situation, and that might bring you some clarity on things. Okay, I hope that you enjoy your reading. Let me know in the comments what brought you here, any thoughts you had about the reading, or if you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future video. Leave a like and subscribe. Those things really help me out because I'm a new channel. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope that you join me again in a future video. Hello and welcome to reading number 5. Before we get started, let me know in the comments what brought you here, whether it was the crystal, the card, number, image, word, colors, anything like that, or the butterfly. I'm so curious as to what's resonating for people because that gives me ideas as to what to include in future videos. Otherwise, let's get into it. Take what resonates here, leave the rest. If this reading doesn't sound like it applies to you at all, go back to the beginning and select a new one. So let's see where this relationship is going. Hopefully you have a person in mind. We're going to take a look at the status of the relationship right now. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so a limit has been recognized within this relationship. Things might be kind of challenging. It might be a heavy load. Things might be difficult right now, and it's taking a lot of energy. This could be energy from you or energy from the other person. We're working on things right now. Things are hard. Let's take a look at the challenge in the relationship. That might give us a better idea of what's hard right now. The Hierophant. Okay. Having faith in the relationship is kind of hard right now. Faith that things are going to turn out well. Faith that it's worth all of the effort we're putting in. That kind of stuff. Let's pull another card to see if we can get some more information. All right. We've got the Sun. So it's hard to be optimistic. I do think that this is faith that things are going to turn out well and be okay. There also might be some difficulty expressing the true self. So this could be you or the other person. This is challenging right now. Let's take a look at the potential. Got the Eight of Cups. Okay, so there is a potential here to leave uncertainty behind and enter unknown territory. Old behaviors have to be abandoned, so there's potential here for that and going into something new. You can see in the card that the figure is looking towards the sun, moving towards the sun, and we have the sun here. So moving towards the optimism, the self-expression, the expression of the true self. There's the potential here for that. It's going to take a choice and it's going to take some action though. Let's take a look at something you need to consider. The Chariot. What's motivating you? That's important that you have to think about here. What's motivating you? The Chariot, you have a horse that represents passion and emotion, that irrational, illogical side of the self that's very emotionally driven. And then you have the logical self, the rational self. What is driving you here? And it's funny that the Chariot is here in a reading about where something is going, because I think you need to ask yourself, where do you want this relationship to go? You have to take that into consideration. Let's take a look at the outcome if you continue down this current path. Have the Eight of Pentacles. So if you continue down this path, you have to be ready to work. You have to put in the work. Whether it's the work in the relationship, because it's taking a lot of energy right now. You have to be ready to continue that. Or it could be work into understanding what's motivating you, what's driving you. Be ready to put in the effort and get to work, because that is what the outcome is going to be if you continue down this path. Let's take a look at some advice. The Fool. Okay, so advice for you, take a chance. Don't be afraid to explore, be spontaneous, play. The Fool is all about a new beginning. Leave behind the old, enter the new beginning without fear. And that is, I think, is going to help you. Be like, there's a lot of energy about work and difficulty and hardship. We have to move into this exploration, spontaneity, play. Moving into that attitude is going to help. Don't be afraid. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading and it gave you some insight. Again, in the comments, let me know what brought you here. If you have a question you'd like answered in a future video, let me know as well. Otherwise, thank you for spending some time with me today. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm a new channel and that really helps me out. And I hope to see you in a future video.